Welcome to this episode of the 411 Glendale. I'm Hayden Pope.
And I'm Taj Faruqi. First, me and Hassan bring you a story on the skinny improv.
Dude, you should try this dirt. It's fantastic.
Dude, I tried that dirt. That dirt is awful.
No, dude. Let's go swimming.
Active little guy.
Do you think anyone will notice? One of my parents,
No. I mean, these dresses are so interesting.
This episode, me and Taj took a trip down to Skinny Improv on top of Nona's on South Street to see what all the hype is about.
Skinny Improv is a group of people downtown that their building is above Nona's, and they perform like improvisation, so hence Skinny Improv.
Every third Friday of the month they do Use Your Words, and you bring a book in and then they pick books out of the audience and they read a page and they interpret it, and it's really funny.
Nice.
About 5 times this past year, I'd say, just because Use Your Words is once a month.
A lot, probably I'd say 12 times. Yeah.
We also asked one of the cast members how he felt when he had to get on stage and perform.
The nervousness is kind of, I don't know, it's just gone away over the years. Definitely, I've always been kind of natural on stage, but
Yeah.
no big deal. It's fun.
Yeah.
A good nervous, if you will.
Yeah, that's good.
Especially when there's a big crowd, I'll get nervous, but that's good.
Yeah.
If there's a ton of people here, that means I'm doing good business, and it's more fun to do a full house. Then I'm like, oh god, there's so many people. I gotta make sure they got their money's worth. That's always what gets me. It's I don't want people to come and feel they got ripped off, because right away they're probably thinking it's improv. What am I paying for here? Exactly. So I just assume everybody has that thought process, and then that's kind of what motivates me personally.
Great.
My favorite cast member is Tyler Snodgrass, because he's Mr. Snodgrass's son, and I could get extra credit for saying that.
Probably Tyler Snodgrass. It's really the only name I know, but he's really funny. So.
Well, Glendale, come down to Skinny Improv and watch Tyler Snodgrass and many more. Signing out for the 411, Hassan Khan and Taj Faruqi.
Next, Sophia Smith and Katie Indick bring us an insight on the horseback riding of Emily Hoy.
My name is Emily Hoy. I have been riding horses since I was a little before I was 8 years old, so a little over 10 years. My dad has them and will probably always have them. It is my outlet for when I get really stressed. It's my favorite thing to do, and it makes me really happy. It gives me a really great sense of bonding when you get to do something with another animal. It's really fun, and you meet some really great people with it. I go to the stables fairly often. This summer I spend more time out there pretty much about every evening and every day I don't work. Having a horse is different than having a dog or a cat or any other sort of pet like that. Winter is kind of our off season, though where I have my horse we are lucky enough to have an indoor arena, so if it's really nasty outside I can still ride. It's a lot more work. You're actually caring for something that's bigger than you are. I mean, they depend on you for absolutely everything. Because we've domesticated horses, they can't take care of themselves like they would in the wild, like they were meant to be. You have to brush them every day to make sure that nothing's wrong with their coat. You can keep them healthy, and you really have to watch their dietary needs, because if they're lacking in something, you have to find a way to fix that, because they can't fix it on their own since they can't go forage around for different types of food to fix those needs.
Whether she's taking care of her horse or doing work at school, Emily's outlet works for her. If you know a Glendale student who has an interesting hobby, feel free to drop me, Katie Indick, a line, and you could be featured in a future story.
Signing out for the 411, this is Sophia Smith.
And Katie Indick.
And now to close out this episode of the 411, myself, Hayden Pope, will bring you a commentary on the movie Les Miserables.
I didn't see that.
Don't. Hayden talks about movies. Okay. So it's Oscar season. Yay! So for this commentary, we're going to be talking about the Oscars, all the nominees, and what I thought of the movies. But not really. Mostly I just wanted to talk about Les Miserables. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but apparently no one else does, so everyone's just kind of referring to it as Les Mis. Because it's up, like, for every Oscar. I think there's like 6 of them that it's up for. I figured I'd go ahead and tell you all why it doesn't deserve a single one of them. Hayden, you didn't like it? You must be stupid and uncultured, because I enjoy classic things like musicals and Top Hats as much as the next guy, but this movie was awful. Hands down, worst decision I made in all of 2012. Now, Broadway shows or what have you, I can dig. I get it. It's a cool media form if you're into that sort of thing. But you can't just put one on the big screen without any sort of attempt at adapting it. Plays aren't movies, and movies aren't plays. That's just the way it is. So when you just take a play or musical and film it, it ends up garbage. That's probably my biggest problem with Les Mis. For example, the conflict between Gladiator and Wolverine. Every 10 minutes, Gladiator's on screen chasing after Wolverine, and it's like, oh, tension, is he gonna get him? Of course not. They're on stage chasing after each other every 2 scenes, and you know exactly what's going to happen. In a play, this actually does create tension, and it's a fun thing to watch because you're sitting there and they're both on stage. Oh, they're up there, they're both, oh, he's right there, just get him, plays. In a movie, it's boring. This movie was 3 hours long, and every, like, 10 minutes, you're watching the same thing happen. Oh, he got away. Now, my next biggest problem with this movie was, of course, the singing. Hayden, you didn't like it because it was a musical, didn't you? Dude, musicals are cool. More often than not, they're not as good as they could be, but I can still enjoy a good musical. The thing with Les Mis that makes it different than another musical is they tried something that's never been done before. Normally with a musical, you record the movie, then record the singing and lay it over. But Tom Hooper, the director of Les Mis, said, no, it isn't broken, so I'm going to fix it. So what they did was recorded each take as they're actually singing it. This was pretty much an awful decision. Again, for a play it works, because I mean, how else are they going to do it? Well, when you're singing as best you can, while acting as best you can, they're going to start to conflict with each other. It doesn't quite fit. The best example would be Anne Hathaway's Solo, which got her nominated for Best Supporting Actress. She does this song after she becomes a prostitute, where she's alone by herself, it's all dark and dramatic, and she's in her bed. By the end of it, she's like crying, that's normal. She should have been crying. It was a sad part of the movie. But she's also trying to sing beautifully. She gets this really like high-pitched, drawn-out note, but she's crying. So like her voice is like really quavery and it's as if you're worried about the singing being good, it really takes away from it. If you're worried about the acting was pretty good. It really messed up the singing, so it kind of takes away from the acting. Is she acting? It's pretty good, right? Russell Crowe is also just awful at singing. I mean, just like, it was just, what? Really? Russell Crowe's a pretty cool guy. I enjoy a lot of his work. But man, it was bad. Now, I'm pretty sure this experimental audio mix-up where they sing each take is what got Les Mis nominated for Best Sound Mixing, because it was something crazy that's never been done before, and they pulled it off in the extent that the movie wasn't, like, too hard to listen to. But that doesn't mean they necessarily did anything that special with the sound. Les Mis doesn't deserve it. So the cinematography for Les Mis was potentially great. They give you these really cool settings, these big areas, these really immersive, like, it's cool. They could have done some cool stuff. It would be if the camera just backed up for a second. I'm being literal here. About 4/5 of the movie, the camera was no more than about 2 feet from someone's face. It was just uncomfortable. It was awkward to look at. The camera was so close. Like, I get it, they're singing. I don't need to be down the throat. This is dragging on for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and split it up into 2 parts. I'll see you on the next 411 where we'll finish talking about Les Mis, and we're going to talk about Argo, a movie which deserves most of the Oscars that Les Mis was nominated for.
Signing out for this episode of the 411. I'm Hayden Pope.
And I'm Tosh Faruqi.